Okay, let's see. Who's in here? Case Money, Bazoon, None Too Smart. Okay, so I arrived back after midnight last night. I was gone for 4 days. Did a lot of things. Brought home a couple pens. I always forget pens in my pocket. I've got all my games ready to go over. I briefly looked at them on Lichess already, except maybe the last couple games. I didn't really have much time to look at my games this tournament. Okay, well, I don't have the stream viewership as I used to because I have not been streaming as much, and that's okay. But since there's not too many people watching, my stream right now is going to be a little bit... well, I guess I could always put it to YouTube. People could watch it there. So I guess I'll continue. I guess I'll go over it. I'm going to pause this music. I have a million stories. Well, not a million, but I've got a bunch of stories. But it's kind of hard for me to go into them when I know that there's not a lot of people watching the stream, just because I feel like I'm talking to nobody. So it's kind of weird to do that. But I'll try to talk as much as I can, even though nobody's watching. Okay, so the first game. So I was in the under 1600 section. What's interesting about this tournament, this is held on the mainland, and I had an Airbnb booked. I had troubles. It was my first time using Airbnb as a guest, and I had troubles with the Airbnb. Basically, the host was not responding, and I was given an incorrect address. So I kept ringing the doorbell a million times and so forth, and the people kind of got a little bit freaked out inside because they don't run an Airbnb. I was given an incorrect address. I went on Airbnb phone support and was talking to them when the host finally phoned me and gave me the correct address. And then from that point on, the Airbnb was fine, except the first night I was absolutely freezing, just shivering. And I even, to get warmth, I plugged in my laptop, and then the transformer, I think it's called, that kind of converts the AC current, into the laptop. I would put my foot on that to warm up. Other than that, it was nice, because it was a really cheap Airbnb. In the future, and there's another tournament coming up in August. If I do Airbnb again, I'm going to splurge on another probably 15 to $20 more per night, just to get something slightly better. I mean, for the amount that you're saving off of a hotel, it's probably worth it. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, this tournament, I was in the under 1600 section, and I hadn't played in this tournament since 2003. I played in it once before in 2003, and I had a really bad tournament then. I didn't win a single game. Out of 6 rounds, I didn't win a single game. I had 1 draw in that tournament. And then after that, I quit chess for 17 years, and then I came back last June. So this is the tournament that kind of made me quit chess. That's not entirely true, because I had kind of quit before this tournament, but I just decided to play it again for some reason. So I had kind of quit about maybe a year prior to that tournament, and then I went to it with no preparation at all. So that's part of the reason for my bad performance. But even so, I didn't get a single win. I got my final score in that tournament was 1.5 out of 6, but for some reason I got a full point bye at some point, and then I got a draw. So 1.5. But on my own, I only scored 1 draw, and I had an 1100 performance rating that tournament. So that's my history with this tournament. Okay, so the first round, I'm paired up against kind of a middle-aged guy. And he's rated 1244. So, yeah, so here's the game. I'm black. So, yeah, so d4. And I noticed a fair amount of players here were playing d4. I noticed that a lot. I was watching a lot of players. This is kind of later in the tournament that I noticed it. But a lot of players there play d4 and then the d4 bishop f4 system. A lot of players did that. I guess that's kind of maybe kind of a regional thing that people picked up there. Oh, got a few people in here now. Hello, Norbert Noodle, Lurks. Oh, just one more person, I think. So I played d5, and he played bishop g5. So it's just weird because this is kind of like a reverse Trumpowski or something. It's very Trumpowski-esque. Because I think the Trumpowski is, I think it's e4. Okay, let me make sure record is off. So e4, e5, and then I think, wait, no, sorry. Is that the Trumpowski? Well, it's just that because Stockfish calls it the Levitsky attack, but maybe that's another name for it. Okay, let me double check. Because I thought it was very Trumpowski-esque, but I thought it was maybe the E-pawn is Trumpowski. Power of Chicken, I'm going over it right now, so you're going to have to watch the whole stream if you want to know. Oh, it is d4. I mean, I'm not second guessing you. I'm just surprised. I thought it was something else because yeah. For some reason, Stockfish kind of has some weird naming conventions on some of the openings. You want the results right now? No. You can always come back tomorrow and then find out. Okay, yeah, so it's not completely, I mean, it's Trumpowski-esque, but it's d4, knight f6, bishop g5. That's why, it's knight f6. Yeah. Well, if you stay along for the stream, you'll find out about that Power of Chicken, why the ratings are low. Yeah, so let's just take a look at that knight. Oh yeah, that's what it is. No, that's totally the Trumpowski. Yeah, that's knight f6. That's what it is. Yeah, this is totally Trumpowski here. Yeah, okay. So d5 and then knight. So that's not Trumpowski. That's Levitsky attack. So I've never seen that before, but it's similar to the Trumpowski, except we have a knight on we have a pawn on d5 instead of a knight on f6. Oh, you got to go to Portugal. Have to go? Sounds like a vacation. Yeah, it was a weird move. It's a weird move, but I wasn't really scared of it, even though I have no idea what's going on. Just because I think we get, it just looks like we kind of gain. We don't gain a tempo, but we like later on we might, or half tempo or something like that. So I can't even remember what I played here. Yeah, so I played knight f6. But I think you can play pretty much anything here. Knight f6 is the third most popular move. The main line is actually h6. If you want to show where your loyalties lie, Power of Chicken, we'll have fun on your trip. I will probably be putting this on YouTube, all of my tournament recap videos. So you can always watch it tomorrow or when you get back from your trip. But yeah. So h6, it's kind of like Trumpowski. Trumpowski, I think you play h6. Well, that's one of the options. I think that's the main option. I think the other option on Trumpowski is knight knight e4. So it's whoops. Oh, I hate it when that's okay. But yeah, so h6 is the main line. There's also c6 and then knight f6. I played knight f6. To me, that's just more my style, just developing a minor piece. Okay. And he took, which is apparently the main line here. Oh, I see. I forgot that I've hidden the analysis. That's good, though. Well, I'm not sure if it's a trump because there's still the pawn on d5, so it's still different. I don't even think it transposes because d5 doesn't really happen. But it's similar. By the way, I should mention I was one degree away from MVL in the tournament. Basically, my housemate at the Airbnb, it was his first tournament in Canada, and he actually finished first place in his section. And he used to play a lot of tournament chess in France, and like he was playing, I think something like 150 tournament games a year, he said, which is a lot. So basically like 100 like divided by 6 or so. So what would that be? Whoops. Can't do basic math. So about 25 tournaments a year. So about two tournaments a year. Sorry, a month. So he was playing about 2 tournaments a month, like for the whole year. And anyways, he used to play and know MVL when he was younger. So that's kind of interesting. And he hadn't played for 10 years, and this is his first tournament in like 10 years. So he was my housemate. And I have a really funny story with him too. There was more Airbnb drama. And I got a lot of stories, but I don't really want to be telling them with only like 2 people watching. Not that I get many more people watching than anyways, but I don't know where Meister Saban is. I'm sure he's fine. Okay. What was I saying? Okay. So he took, and I thought here for a while because I really considered taking with the G pawn, because I mean we've got an option of placing the bishop on h6 later, which is not a terrible spot. And then of course, you know, if we can play d5 or sorry e5 after, we have a pretty good center. And so I really considered taking with the G pawn. I figured that it's probably about equal to take either way. See, yeah, power of chicken. But I took with the E pawn, just because, yeah, it just, I just felt better taking with it. So apparently the database says, yeah, taking with the E pawn is more common, about 3 times more common than taking with the G pawn. But G pawn had actually has a better win rate. And Stockfish is slightly preferring taking with the G pawn as well. So it's really either or, which is kind of what I figured. My opponent played knight f3 here, which is interesting because we're only on move 4, and knight f3 is basically out of book. Well, there's only 5 games played here, but there's one really popular main line here, which is e3. But Stockfish says knight f3 is fine, so maybe he likes knight f3. Yeah, Stockfish says knight f3 is fine, but main line there is e3. So I just wanted to play very simply and castle right away. So I played bishop d6, which is fine. Yeah, Stockfish has anything here. Well, it's only depth 25, but it's saying c5, bishop e6, bishop d6, or c6 are all fine. So nothing too jaw-dropping here. And then he plays e3. Then I castle. So, I mean, really nothing too fancy. He played bishop d3, which Yeah, it's common. And then I played c5 here. So my idea, the reason I played c5 is I mean, I didn't really want to play. I wanted to play c5, and then afterwards I wanted to play something like knight f6. I wanted to have the option of, like, I didn't want to play knight f6 and then not be able to move my c pawn. So that's kind of what I was doing there. I also thought if I could disrupt his center here, because he's got 2 center pawns and I only have 1. That's kind of my thinking here. Stockfish, it's only depth 23, is currently not liking, well, it's not suggesting c5. It's saying knight d7 or f5, which f5 is a weird move for me. I can see it controlling the square, but it's still, that's a weird move for me to see. And we're saying c6 or g6. G6 is super weird for me to see as well. Or rook e8. So c5, it's giving it a plus 0.1. So it's not a terrible move, but it is preferring other moves. I don't know. So knight d7 and then c5 so that we can post the knight on c5. Maybe that's the idea. Okay. Anyways, not a huge issue here. So here I played rook e8, which Stockfish says is okay, but it's preferring. Stockfish says that d4 here is a good move. Like the best move by about 40 center pawns. So maybe just to try to get rid of that pawn, get rid of the isolated queen pawn. It actually is so simple, I kind of like it. So this is apparently the best move. Just get rid of that pawn. I do like that, because this is it's. I know sometimes an isolated queen pawn can be beneficial, but personally, I would usually rather not have one. I think it's usually requires too much babysitting. So I actually like d4. It's such a simple move just to get rid of it, like trade it off. Now in the endgame, we won't be as good because we have got a double pawn. So maybe that's why. Well, the thing is, I didn't even consider this d4 as an option, but. Got to be careful about trading too many things off, because we've got a double pawn. Yeah, because what else could white do here? I mean, if he goes, oh yeah, so maybe this is, yeah. So what's the problem here? I guess I can just take directly. I guess there's a problem here, and then I can do a check or something. So if he takes. Yeah, then, yeah, check here. Yeah. Okay, that's why that doesn't work for white. Yeah, so, yeah, there's e4, and I guess this would have been a pain to have to calculate, like, what are you going to do after e4? Now the pawn is even extended. So, I mean, Stockfish says this is good for black, but... that's a lot of babysitting of that pawn. I don't really know if I like that. Anyways, Stockfish likes, where was I here? Yeah, Stockfish likes d4, but I played rook e8, which is okay. He played c3, which I felt was. Did you just join? Yeah, this is the first game of my tournament. So he played c3, which. I thought was kind of strange. So it felt slow. But then I guess he was probably planning like b4 or something. Yeah, this is the first game. I'm playing a 1244 opponent. Yeah, I know. Well, it stops d4. It was an interesting move. It didn't really scare me. I played knight c6. So really nothing too fancy here. So he played Queen C2, which is the sad thing is I didn't, for some reason, I just totally did not consider Queen C2 at all. So when he played it, I was kind of surprised. Like I just didn't consider Queen C2. I don't, or at least I don't think I did. Because I was kind of surprised when he played it. And then I was like, oh, that's a good move. Oh, no. Never mind. I saw it. Not, forget that. I'm trying to remember what happened. Yeah, I did see that. And then my plan was just to play here. It was actually the first thing I looked at was Queen C2. And then I immediately brushed it off because I said, okay, I'll just go here. Whoops, I'll just go H6 and no problem. So I played H6 and apparently Stockfish doesn't really like this too much. Not quite sure why. It's giving it a plus 0.4. It's actually recommending G6. I guess you take away one more square away from the bishop. But I don't like opening up those dark squares, but this is what Stockfish says is good. But G6, I'd probably never consider G6. I still don't really like it, but it's hard to argue. Yeah, that's true. But even so, it's just... I mean, yeah, I'm not trying to argue. I'm just saying it's kind of an uncomfortable move to make. It also seems slightly slow, slightly a bit too prophylactic. But H6 isn't a blunder or anything. It's not even an inaccuracy. So, okay, so my opponent here thought for a very long time. And he seemed very frustrated or something. Like, well, anyways, he thought for a long time, maybe 15 minutes. And then he made a huge move here. And when he played it, I wasn't too scared. I was slightly concerned, but anyways, he played G4. So I wasn't too concerned here. It's a bit scary. I mean, he could castle or whatever again, get two rooks in here, and then that's kind of scary. So it's kind of concerning, but he is giving up a pawn here, and he doesn't have any immediate threat. And I actually have like this rook and bishop on this square here too, so I could actually do some sacks of my own if I need to. So I wasn't too scared here. I just had to have a level head. I didn't even think that long here. Maybe just like 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, probably. Well, probably longer than that. Probably, yeah, maybe 4 minutes. And yeah, so I took. Stockfish says that is the best move. So he castled, which is the best move. And then I played the best move, which is knight e5. And he played the best move, which is bishop e2. Then I played rook c8. Which Stockfish is preferring bishop h5 or queen c8. But this is okay. I was a little confused when he played rook de1. Hello, master. Yeah, I was a little confused when he played rook de1. It felt slow to me. I mean, he just sacked a pawn. He should be very aggressive here or something. But yeah, so the next move I played is a mistake. Stockfish is recommending anything stable. So because I am up a pawn, so it's saying just Sorry, I hear other people in the house. Yeah, Stockfish is saying just be stable here. It's recommending. Can you see when it highlights it? So yeah, Queen D7 or knight takes, or Bishop E6, Bishop D7, H5. So, but apparently, yeah, I guess yeah, this is. Yeah, I should have been a bit more careful with this move. Anyways, I played Queen A5. So I just thought that this pawn is really weak, and I thought if King B1, I'm trying to remember what my line of thinking was here. Yeah, I'm not sure why I played Queen A5 because like King B1, I must have had an answer for King B1, but I can't remember what it is. Wow. Congratulations, Master. On so in the 25-minute time control. So what is your rating now? You have a FIDE rating? Okay. Since some people might be watching this on YouTube, do I not have the chat in this? Oh, maybe I do, but it's hidden, right? Okay, I got to put it higher. I got to put it higher here. Oh, and the alert box won't show either, so I better put this lower. Oh, but then you guys can see. Put this higher. Oh shit. Okay, how do I do this so that you guys can't see? How come I can't even see my Oh, that's why. Get out of there. Get out of there. There we go. And then the chat is higher. Okay. So somebody say something. Well, I guess I can test it. So test. Okay, it's displaying now. There we go. That's better. Now it'll have more context when I reply to somebody in the chat. Let me just lock a couple things here. So I don't think the chat was displaying before, but now it is. Okay, so anyways, yeah, so I guess, yeah, Queen A5 is a mistake. I'm not sure why I played it, because obviously White could just play King B1. I'm sure I had an answer, but I don't know, because like King B1. Yeah, I don't know why I played Queen A5. I don't know. Because it looks like White could just play King B1. Oh, I remember why. Because I think my idea was if King B1, I think I was going to go here. Something like that. Although that seems weird too. Because I don't know. I don't know why I played Queen A5. I remember thinking about it, but I don't remember. Because obviously White can just play King B1. And that's not even the best move. But I'm just looking at that right now. Stockfish says Bishop D7. But yeah, I don't know. That was, yeah, probably not a great move. So that was just a mistake. So he made the best move, which is knight takes E5. And then I made another mistake. Oh, sorry. No, I took the bishop. Yeah, so he took back. So he made a mistake here. It says it's better it says it's better for him to take f7, which is actually what I calculated. I remember this now. Oh, I think that's why I played queen a5 now. But there still would have been way better moves. No, yeah. So it would have been better if white took here, but I remember calculating this out. Because I'd have to retreat my bishop, then he goes check, and then I take, and then I hide. But yeah, so he missed that opportunity. He plays king b1 now. And so I thought I could get something going here. I know it wouldn't be easy, but I thought, I thought I could maybe get something here. I got a bishop and a queen, and I got rooks that have some mobility. So I played rook e6, which is not a blunder, but there were certainly better moves available. It's saying the best move, which is basically 100 center pawns better, is simply queen b5. We're attacking the rook, and maybe we're threatening here or somehow. I don't know. Maybe we're also just threatening h5 afterwards, or even pushing the pawn. But it's like in queen b5 or bishop f8, which I considered too. He played king a1, which is not a good move. And then I played rook e6, which is, sorry, rook ec6, which is not a great move. But I don't know. I probably calculated something. Like, I think I probably followed up with, in my calculations, d4. It's probably what I looked at. Or even like g5. But it's preferring rook a6 instead. But this is an okay move. And this is apparently not good. There were a lot of mistakes this game. And then I played, I played f6, which is apparently a massive mistake. Like 200 center pawn mistake. Knight b3, yeah. So knight b3, I'm sure I had an answer for that. I think I was just going to be okay with trading the bishop for the knight. I mean, I am a pawn up, and my rooks are better, and my pawns are better. So I think I was just happy to trade like that. But yeah, I was a little surprised that he went this way. So I played f6, and this is a really big mistake. Not technically a blunder, but pretty much a blunder. If you count the evaluation, it's about 220, 230 center pawn mistake now. It doesn't seem like a mistake, but it's saying it's basically a missed opportunity for a lot of moves. It says bishop d6 is good. Keep putting pressure on his c3 square, or e4 or bishop d6. Again, moving the bishop. Even bishop b4. It really wants to move the bishop. It wants to put pressure on this square here, because we're also threatening mate here. So I missed a lot of moves there. It's also saying rook a6. So f6, but I'm just surprised the evaluation changes that much. But yeah, it's like 230 center pawn mistake. Okay, so he played the move which I considered to be like maybe the biggest threat, which is queen g6. But apparently this is like he played it, and I didn't really like. I mean, I looked at everything here, and I felt I was safe enough. I felt I had a lot of time here, and I've got a rook that can defend and so forth. And I felt my attack was actually a little bit faster, because he's got to make like a bunch of moves, and I can defend fairly simply. So this is a big mistake for white now, but I didn't capitalize on it. It's liking bishop f8, again opening up this c file again. and also defending at the same time. Second best is rook a6, threatening mate. Actually, now that's taken the best move. Rook forces him to defend immediately. I didn't like that though because I thought he could defend simply like this. Let me take a quick look at that, because what do I do after this? Then queen b5, and then we can move this out. Okay. Whoops. But I played, yeah, queen b5 first, which is the second best move. So it was a pretty good move. And then I played bishop f8, which is the best move. And the position here is -2 for black. White played rook d2, which this move actually, I thought it was a good move. At first it was kind of weird, but then it seemed really strong. It really stops a lot of my threats. You know, I was really counting on him moving back. That's what I thought he would do, something like that. But yeah, I wasn't expecting to stay on this rank. And I'm sure I had some plan, but I can't remember what it is now. So I thought for a really long time on this move. And I made I made a mistake here. So I lost, it's like a 300 center pawn mistake. I moved the king. And now that and afterwards, like, I looked at this game. Yeah. See, I was scared of him taking this pawn. That's why I played it. But that's just a pawn. He can't actually follow up with any attack. It's just a pawn. So instead, I should have just continued the attack, apparently. So yeah, I played king h8, but it's just recommending rook a6 or queen c4. It just wants to continue. Whoops, queen c4. It just wants to, no, sorry, yeah, queen c4. Wants to continue the attack. I don't quite understand queen c4 though. So what is the idea here? Then rook a6. Okay. I see. Yeah. So, and then rook, what is rook a, and then rook a6, what is that threatening? And queen b3. Oh, that is, I love that. That is cool. Wow. Okay. So I should have continued the attack. There's no, yeah, I guess my attack is a little better. So there's no need to worry about him taking here. But okay, I played king h8. And he played knight h4, which I thought he might play. And then I made, is this the biggest mistake I made in the game? Let me see. No, not yet, but this is another mistake. I made a lot of mistakes here. So I played queen a4. You know, we're hitting the knight, and I forget. Oh, and then I think my idea was then to play queen a6. Sorry, rook a6, something like that. I think that was kind of my idea. So I'm setting the queen up on this file. But apparently queen c4 was better. So it's kind of hard. I considered queen c4 briefly. I wasn't quite sure how to do it. Because I want to attack the knight, but I ended up going with this because I thought we could threaten a mate and get some damage in here, like this. So that's the reason I did it. But I guess queen c4 is a lot better for some reason I'm not aware of yet. Maybe because we can then double up with the rook. So if we get the queen on c4, we can then play queen a6 where we're threatening mate. If he blocks with a pawn, we can take check and win a rook. Well, not quite win a rook, but win an important pawn. But that's fine. Black it's equal position here. So white played knight f5, the best move. And then I played the best move, rook a6, which was my idea. And he played. So this is surprising because I calculated pretty good here. Like a few moves ago, I calculated like 5 or 6 moves ahead, and I really thought that white was going to play b3 here. Apparently b4 is equal to, but I thought b4 was no good because he loses a pawn. But apparently it's just as good. But I really thought white was going to play b3 here. But surprisingly, white played a3. And he made that move fairly quickly. Like, you know, I can't remember, but I would say within a minute. And then I played queen b3. So this move I made looks pretty good, but it is actually a massive, massive blunder. I threw away the game by making this move. This is this is a one game for black here. This is an easily won game, and I threw it away. I didn't miss the simple tactic. I should maybe I need to be training tactics really hard here. Yeah, it's so obvious, and I missed it. Rook takes c3. I didn't. So the problem I had here was sometimes like simple positions, like my brain didn't calculate properly. So I looked at this, you know, very briefly, and then I thought after check, I thought he could just go here. I thought I couldn't take it because he takes my queen. Like I know I had a rook there, but there's some positions that I just they're not like 100% concrete in my brain in how they should result. Like I saw this position in my head, and then I just thought that I couldn't take it. I thought I'd lose. Yeah, you know what I mean, right? Like I just thought I couldn't take it. I thought, you know, I take and then like he takes or something. Like yeah, so I don't know. So I missed I missed this. I could have won the game right here. It's so simple. And if I check him and he doesn't, like if he goes king b1, well, we just got a pawn and his king is exposed. We could take another pawn, or we could, we could even just go check here, I think, if we needed to. That's probably what I would have played. And oh, you know what? I'm wondering now if I looked at this actually. Oh, I did look. Maybe this is what I was scared of. Maybe, did I look at this? And then I think this is what, maybe I did look at this because I remember looking at this, that if he ran with the king instead of moving the rook, if he went this way. But apparently this is one. So if check, because I thought he could do a really long king walk. It's saying e4. But if we want to make it more forcing, there's queen a4, queen a4 check, king d3, queen a6, king c2, then e4. So it's still tricky. Yeah, so the key is we have to get this a4 move in, and then so if he goes, let's just say he makes it like let's just say he goes like here. So queen a2. If it goes here, oh wow, yeah, I see. That's interesting. Yeah, so okay, let's see. He goes somewhere else. Let's say, yeah, that's interesting. I guess okay. I mean, it's yeah. So I mean, the thing is, you gotta look like 12 moves ahead there, and that's not easy to do. So maybe it's not as simple as I thought, because yeah, maybe I did look at it, but then I refuted it after check, because I mean we are sacking a whole rook there, so I think it may not have been so clear. And then I thought, yeah, I think I take here, and then I thought he just moves with the king. Yeah, so if we did it this way, we're down a rook for 2 pawns. So if we go somewhere like this, it's not so clear. I don't know. If something isn't super clear and like it's a huge sacrifice. I mean, it's not even sacking an exchange; it's sacking a rook. I won't go through with it if I'm not 100% sure it's gonna be good. Okay. Anyways, that was the position here though is minus 11.3 for black, and then the move I made, it's dead equal. Okay, and then I made an even bigger mistake here, like an actual blunder, and I played rook takes a3. I thought this was the right way forward. I did it the wrong way. I sacked the wrong piece. But I had to do something because white was coming in here for the kill. I mean, it's going to be mate. Like, I can't do anything about him taking this pawn. There's literally nothing I can do. So I had to do something. And that's the only thing I saw. There was no other way. Like, I'm just dead here, right? So I had to do something because it's like mate in like a couple moves. So apparently there's a move here that that equalizes for black, but it's like the weirdest move ever. Although now that I see it, it's not as weird, but it's still weird. Let's see if you can see it. I'm gonna let you try to find it. What's the best move for black here? It's a weird move, especially the follow-up. Yeah, it is f5, but it's weird because it's f5, queen takes f5, and then you take. So it's kind of like we gain a tempo or something because it's not going to be an immediate threat of white taking the pawn, but it's still kind of weird that this works. So check. Yeah, so the follow-up is weird because now it works for some reason. And then you can continue with e5. And it's equal here. Probably this is going to be a forced draw because yeah, so it's if here, yeah, because I think we're going to force a perpetual. You know, if he goes here, yeah, it's just going to be a forced perpetual here. If here, you can take, so yeah, it's check, so either way it's going to be taken, and then if here, then he loses. I thought, yeah, so that's going to be mate 2. So he has to go back, and then it's going to be perpetual. But I'm not that good, so I don't see any of that. F5. I mean, that's a few moves in. That's like seven or 8 moves in. But I didn't see F5. I was also tired at this point. This was a 4-hour game. You know, it's only like 26 moves here, but 4 hours to look at 26 moves, I was pretty exhausted, and I'm old and bad. So I played rook takes a3. He took, and like there's nothing here that black can do. There's nothing even close that black can do, and I tried to. I actually gave him a bit of a, made him work a little bit. A little bit. I got the time down, like, I think we were down to about 5 minutes each. Maybe a little bit more, maybe 7 minutes. So I made him work for it. Made him tired. I was trying to get some type of perpetual here, or something. You never know. I changed the evaluation quite a bit. If anything, At least it's not as like, yeah, I made him work for it. You know, you never know when you can get a perpetual, so it doesn't hurt to try. And it's easy for at my rating for someone to screw up. But this is how the game went. Yeah, I think we probably had about 5 minutes here. And yeah, then I resigned. So first game, I lost against a 1244 player. So that was a nice start to my tournament. So that took me an hour and 20 minutes to go over in the stream. But okay, so what do I learn from this? Okay, well, I learned that the opening called the Levitsky attack. And the main line is h6. But c6 is fine and knight f6 is fine too. So knight f6 was certainly fine. You can take with either pawn here. Basically, I played the opening fine. Oh, here's the... oh, I just noticed I have the... Okay, hang on. Donation goal. 1 second here. What was I doing? How am I going to do that? I'm just going to change this donation goal thing now that the tournament is over. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Okay. Well, maybe I can just do it directly in here. There we go. And then okay. Okay, this will be August. No, I need sooner than that. 7, 19, 20, 19. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, to recapping the game. So yeah, you can see here if I move this donation goal so that you can see. Let me just, what's a good, I'll put it here. It's not a bad spot for it actually. Looks nice there. Okay, so I was, yeah, it was very up and down. So I made 2 blunders this game and 6 mistakes. Pretty terrible against a 1244 player. But I played the opening fine, and then G4 was really bad for black. I made a bunch of mistakes this game though, but yeah, Queen A5 was just a bad mistake. And here, F6 is a mistake too, but I forgive myself for that one because I think that is, yeah, that's forgivable. I made another mistake here, which is, I still forgive myself for that one. You know, wanting not to white to take that pawn, but it says to keep the attack going, be more aggressive instead. I forgive myself for that one. And then I made a huge mistake here. This I don't forgive myself for. Rook takes c3. I shouldn't miss that, but I was tired and I'm old. And then I made another massive mistake here, which actually it's a big mistake, but I also forgive myself for this one because I think it's hard to find like f5. Yeah. But the biggest mistake by far is here, not taking rook c3. That was terrible. And queen a5 was bad too. But overall, my opponent played pretty well too, except for this move was really bad by him. Otherwise, he played pretty well. So anyways, that was the first game. So I lost against a 1244 player. So good job to me. Who wants me to go through game 2? I'll probably put these as separate videos on YouTube. That would make sense. People can... Yeah, I'm going to break these up into separate videos on YouTube. Okay. So, game number 2. Oh, did I not request a computer analysis on this? I would like to hide this one too, though. How can I do that? And then I can go here after? Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Okay, so game number 2, my opponent was a little kid. He was a little Chinese kid, probably about 8 or 9, maybe 9. I would guess 9, possibly 10 years old. His rating is 1238, so even lower than my first opponent. So this was after the first game on the same day, and I was pretty tired from the first game because it was a 4-hour game. I had to have like a quick lunch and then play this game. So he played d4. Sorry, I played e4. I was white. And he played e6. And I immediately wasn't really happy about this because I used to play knight c3 against the French. And then more recently, I started to play the Tarrasch. But I really don't know the Tarrasch. And I didn't really want to play... I didn't want to play knight c3 because I haven't played it in a while now. And if you don't know theory, you can get crushed just super fast in the French. That's what I've noticed with knight c3. And if you don't... And knight d2, the Tarrasch is a bit safer. It's not as dangerous, but even so, I didn't want to be going... I mean, kids know a lot of theory, so I decided, okay, if I play... I already decided, like, pre-tournament, if I go up against the French, I'm going to play the exchange. The exchange French. Give up any advantage, but yeah, get out a book. I'm not that comfortable against the French, so yeah. So I did the exchange French. He was slightly surprised, but I did it. Yeah, I did it. So yeah, I basically don't know it past here, but I think I knew it up to here, and this is like pretty much all I know. So he was just copying me. Like I think he was kind of intimidated because I'm 300 points higher than him. I played queen e2 here, so I guess this breaks theory already. I thought it was kind of Petrov-esque. So, oh, hello, Draconic Fae. By the way, Draconic Fae was at the tournament as well. He played in the under 2000 section. And queen e2. No, well, Stockfish says queen e2 is okay, but main line is castling. I guess, yeah, queen e2 is actually second main line. It actually has a better win rate than castling, though. Anyways, Draconic Fae, no spoilers, please, because I'm putting this on YouTube and I haven't given any spoilers on my tournament so far, so I'm doing it game by game. Yeah, so I guess Queen E2 is okay. I mean, it's only 94 games, but it has a much better win rate than castling. But so Stockfish is saying castling or Knight C3, but Queen E2 is okay. There's not really much that can be done here anyway. It's the exchange French. Nothing that can be done for like winning move. So Queen E6 was the best move. And I played Knight G5 here. I had to think a fair bit, but Stockfish likes it. No, you didn't. But I was telling them, yeah, that my Airbnb housemate won that section. So he split the prize money with some other people, but yeah. Okay, so yeah, I took again. There's really not too much to analyze here. The position is so boring and equal. So I castled here. Stockfish is actually liking knight d2 first, but the position is really dead boring, and yeah, it was pretty boring. I was really it was a pretty boring game, which is what happens with the Exchange French. But I wanted to get out of theory, so I thought for a while here, and then I played f4. So Stockfish said it's okay, but it's preferring knight d2 or c3. Both moves I considered. It's also saying knight a3, which is weird, but I think I also briefly considered that too. But you know, it really wants to develop some minor pieces. So it's saying h3. I also considered that, but I ended up playing f4. I didn't like the idea of black being able to play e5. I wanted some more support against e5. And he played c5, which is the best move. And I played c3, which Stockfish doesn't like. Not a mistake, but it's not too happy with it. It's preferring g3, which is interesting. I'm really bad at the sacking pawns, even if it's for a couple moves. I just okay. Now it's saying rook e1. I don't know, kind of weird. Oh, that isn't g3. Well, g3 is even more weird then. Anyways, but now it's saying rook e1. Don't quite understand it. Like, what's the point? Then you take, and then what? Oh, I see. Then you're supporting. Okay, so you can get your bishop out for free. But then what after this? Do we not care? Yeah, then we can. I guess it's a little maybe overextended. Okay. Anyways, I played c3. So this is kind of a mistake. Because we get this. He could have taken and given me a isolated queen pawn here. This is good too. What he played was good too. And I shouldn't have taken. That was another mistake. Yeah, it's kind of weird that I took here. I think I didn't want an isolated pawn. I think that's what my fear was. I'm trying to remember. White's just losing here. So I played b4 here, which apparently is a big mistake. It's saying that black could play knight takes b4. And if I take, then he can go here. And yeah, so it's just losing a pawn. Whoops. He missed it too. Okay. Whoops. Whoops. Didn't mean to hit that either. Okay, well, that was yeah, that's a mistake. But he missed it too, so I was out of the... Yeah, so neither of us saw that. He played where I thought he was going to play. And then I played b5, which was my plan. And then I took... And I played bishop f4. Yeah, this was a... I was not really sure what to do here. Yeah, so the position here is, the evaluation Stockfish says is minus 1.2. .4 now, minus 1.4. So I made another mistake because I'm good at that. Stockfish is only recommending one move here, and it's still waiting for black, but just saying bishop e2. I went bishop f4. Bishop f4 is a weird move, but it's threatening to go to e6. This is round 2. It's threatening to go to e6. And I'm sure I had a plan if he went here after, but I can't remember what it was. I'm sure I had a plan. I don't know. I can't remember. And so the position here is minus 3.6, but only if black plays one move. Apparently there's one move that's minus 3.6 for black. That is rook a to c4 immediately. I'm not quite sure what that is threatening, though. Why is that so good? What is the threat? Is it just active pieces or something? Like, I guess we can't even move our knight now. So yeah, this is terrible. Oh, it's right, 93. Yeah, because we can't move our knight anywhere. That is such a crazy... Whoops, that's such a crazy move. Like, our knight is is dominated. Wow. That's terrible. So now we only have 2 pieces against 4. That is crazy. So we would have to waste a move like something like this or something. And then you can go again. That is weird. Okay. So he played king h8 though, which I was, yeah, because he was scared of this check, but it was such a weird move because why not like even just get a more active rook or something if you're going to do that. So that was weird that he moves a king in there. It was strange. I mean, if he's scared of this, you know. Oh, I see, because I could still give a check anyways. Oh, but no, but then I can't. Oh, wait, yeah, maybe that's the problem, right? If he goes here, maybe he was scared of this and that he thought this would be a problem. But it's, yeah, but it's not a problem because then he threatens mate. So he might have miscalculated that. That might have been his fear. So, yeah, he played king h8. Oh, no, Lichess is going to restart in 10 minutes. But it's just going to be restart, and this is a study, so that's okay. Okay, so I played knight d2, which is the best move, getting the knight out. And he played knight ac4. And I was pretty happy to trade here. You know, two connected knights are a huge pain in the ass. So, pretty happy about that. And then I played bishop e6. I was expecting knight a3, so I was prepared for that. But I knew that white actually wins here. After the game, the opponent and I went into kibitz room? No. What is it? Kibbles? No. What's the name of it? Kibitz room? No, they call it Skittles room. Okay, yeah. Okay, I was mixing kibitz with Skittles. Yeah. Anyways, we looked over the game afterwards, and my opponent told me, he thought that I mean, he's just a little kid, yeah, but he thought he would break out even here tactically. But I looked at it, and I felt I was going to be ahead, and I do get ahead here because of this move. So I think he didn't see this. So kind of his wish and zug, not exactly. So I'm up a pawn here, and was pretty happy considering the position I was in earlier. So apparently g3 is a mistake for some reason, which I'm not going to really explore. It just says c5 immediately. I'm sure it's fine. But I don't know. It's a tournament, and I was tired. This is the second game. This is like probably hour 7 right now. Even yeah, this is probably hour 7 of chess. I didn't want to get back rank mated, so I played G3, and then I thought for a long time here, like maybe 17 minutes or something, and I played the best move, which is C5. And then I played rook b8, which is the best move. And this is what, yeah, okay, so here, yeah, so, yeah, there's a kind of a tactic here. Yeah, this is why I thought for so long, because I thought for 17 minutes here, and then I finally found the winning tactic here, which is c5, and then if rook d2, rook b8 check, he has to play king h7, and then this is the idea, and then we win the knight for free. So basically what this tactic does is you free up the bishop from attack, and he already has a piece under attack. So we win a knight there. Yeah, I was pretty happy with that. Even though I'm winning anyways, but it's, you know, not super clear. I mean, I'm very happy in this position, but it could be a lot of work, right, if black defends properly. So I was pretty happy to make it a simple victory. And then after rook b7, my opponent resigned, which I'm happy with because he could play on. A lot of kids, most kids will play till checkmate or close to. So I was happy I didn't have to deal with that, even though it's a fairly straightforward win. But I mean, second game of the day, you're tired, right? You wanna be done with the game. So I managed to win against the 1238 player, but it's a tough game. These 1200 players they're tough. It's like playing 2000 rated players on Lichess. Well, maybe not. Well, close to, maybe like 1950. I would say 1200 is about 1950 on Lichess. Okay, so that was game number 2. By the way, did you see Nathan's last game? I think he won against like a 1900 and 1950 something. I think his last game was a really good game for him. Okay, so game number 3. This is the second day of the tournament in the morning. Elaine Fan. So this is a Chinese girl. She probably was around 11, possibly 12, 11 or 12, I think. So game number 3 now. I was black, and she played e4. And, oh, I forgot Lichess is going to restart soon. Okay, so I played c5, knight f3, d6. So she played knight c3, a bit kind of the classical Sicilian. I'm not as well versed with it, but it pretty much everything transposes. So I played knight f6. I do know a bit of theory on this. But then I was expecting d4, transposing into the Najdorf, but she played bishop c4, which I've seen before, but I'm not super familiar with. It's more kind of a move that I see at the chess club. Oh, 1959, yeah, round 4. See, yeah, good job. Yeah. I mean, when I played him a few months ago, he was 1400. I mean, oof, crazy. Okay, so yeah, he played bishop c4, which, yeah. So bishop c4, I see it. It actually had a really good win rate, but 73 games in the database, not a huge sample size, but 42% win rate for white. But Stockfish doesn't think highly of it at all. It says it's equal. The second main line here after d4 is e5, which I've seen as well. And I think you just go like this, and then e6 is normally what I play here. Well, win rate is so high for white here. So if e5, the win rate is crazy. But a6 is kind of weird. The win rate here, like the main, it's knight b d7 is slightly just like a couple games more popular than a6, but if you go by the statistics, it's insane. Knight b d7 is 41% win rate for white, with only 13 for black. But a6, which is what Stockfish prefers here, it says a6 is best. Only depth 23 though. So if I let this run a little bit, we'll get past that if Lichess doesn't restart. But a6 is actually, okay, now it's calculating. But a6 is 32% win rate for black and only 27 for white. So if I come across this, I would play a6 in the future. But e6 too is good. And that's normally what I used to play. But a6 is good too, I guess. But yeah, a6 or e6. So I'm kind of surprised a lot of people play that. Anyways, that's what I would have done. But yeah, so she played bishop c4. And I thought for a really long time here, I think. I thought for like 8 minutes, which is a long time in the opening. Like on move 4, that's a long time. This is round 3, yes. Against Elaine Fan. So, yeah, I thought for a really long time. Maybe more than 8 minutes. Maybe like 10 or 12 minutes. There were just so many options. There's a6, there's e6, and there's knight c6. Those are kind of the main options. I think I may have even considered like g6, but mainly my candidate moves were e6, knight c6, and a6. And I had different reasons for all of them. I was scared for different reasons and so forth. So the main line here in the database is e6, followed by knight c6 and a6, respectively. And Stockfish is liking a6 and e6. So basically e6 is the main line here. I played knight c6. Stockfish on depth 23 doesn't like it, but it's a decent move. Nothing wrong about it. I ended up playing this move because I think ultimately I was concerned about d4. I think that's why I did it. I think my concern was, I mean, I was really either or, but I think if e6, I think I was concerned about this, and then and then white playing like e5 or something. I don't know. I had some reservations about this. Yeah, I felt just a little bit cramped here in this position. I just didn't quite like this. This is like the Sozin, I guess. But I went with knight c6, so I guess e6 transposes into the Sozin. But nothing wrong with knight c6, really. So no problems yet. So a3, which I thought was really, really slow by white. And yeah, Stockfish doesn't like it for white either. It is slow. So I responded with a slow move myself, a6, which is okay. So I think I've gained basically pretty much equality here. Now I played e6. I also thought queen e2 was a little bit slow. Thank you for the follow, Ron Kokon Concho. Out of curiosity, when your section's winner eventually went up with the host, was your that? Well, no, I don't know, because I wasn't there when I wasn't there. But no, I talked to him after, and he said once she gave him the keys, and like she came back and then she cleaned the room and the bathroom for him and gave him the keys, and then everything was okay. He was just really pissed. I didn't tell this story yet on stream. But basically, that MVL guy, the guy that knows MVL, the guy that won the under 2000 section, the guy from France. Basically, I was actually analyzing my game on Lichess in my Airbnb room, and then I kept hearing this little sound like, oh, Lichess is reconnecting right now. But so it's a good time to tell this story. I kept hearing this like a chime, like kind of like a ding, 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 ding. And then I heard it, but it's very faint. And I thought it was from outside. Because I don't know, I'm new to the city kind of, and I don't know. But the weird thing was, it wasn't the top of the hour, so it was like I don't know what time it was. I don't know what time it was, like 7:46 or something. So it was weird, and I kept hearing it over and over and over again. And then I would open my door and kind of look around, but I don't really see anything or hear anything. So then, okay, I go back to my room. I kind of thought it might be the doorbell, but then I thought, it's not my business, you know. I'm a guest. It's not my responsibility to be answering the door, and plus I shouldn't be anyways. And then anyway, I just kept hearing it over and over again, and then I heard knocking. I finally go out and then look down. I'm on the second floor. I look down to try to see. I see someone's head bobbing around, and then so I go down, and then I open the door, and I got this really pissed off guy. He's like, you didn't hear me. And then he was really pissed off, and then I just like give him kind of a scowl, like, because I mean, I'm not the owner. I mean, you should be happy I opened the door. Anyways, apparently the Airbnb host, was not communicating with him and didn't let him in or anything, and it was starting to get dark out and stuff. So he was telling me like he wanted to come in. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't let you in because I'm a guest, right? Like it's not my house. I don't know who he is. He could be a serial killer. He could be a burglar, right? So, and he was just like fuming. He was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, right. And then so anyways, I asked him to show me on his phone that he booked the Airbnb to this place, try to make sure he's not a fraud or anything. And then so it took him a little while, but he showed it to me, and then I let him in and we talked and stuff, and then he felt a lot better after a while. And then after we talked for like 10 minutes, I found out he was here for the chess tournament, and then I'm like, oh, you should have told me right away. I would have let you in right away, because it's very easy to confirm that he was fine then. Anyways, yeah, some drama there. So I kind of left a bit of a poor review to that host. And actually what's funny too is Draconic Fae was actually stayed in the same room as I did a few months previously. And he had no problems, but I had to give her low marks on communication and check-in, because she gave me the wrong address. She didn't give me any address. She wasn't responsive. I had a similar problem to him. If you're running an Airbnb, you can't just not let your guests check in. I gave her high marks. I gave her perfect marks for everything else, but yeah. So I won't stay there again because I gave her bad reviews. So, well, yeah. Okay, so Chavito Racing says he has a question for me. So you can just ask a question. You don't have to ask. Okay, with that story said, let me refresh. Hopefully Lichess is back up. Okay, so it is back up. Let me get back to the game. Okay, so he played Queen E2, which Stockfish doesn't like. When I saw it, I thought it was a decent move. I thought it was decent. It was slightly scary because it looks a little bit scary. It almost looks like white new theory here. Oh shit, you're right, Draconic Fae. But not exactly. But I think the other Adrian's going to give her a bad review too, I think. So it wasn't just me, yeah. But she deserves what I gave her. She's lucky I didn't give her. I could have given her a lower rating for the cleanliness of the place, like the curtain in the bathroom is completely filled with black mold. So I could have given, and also the door, kind of the door on the in that room we stayed in is really dirty. Also, there's no light. Like there's just a hole in the ceiling. So I could have given worse reviews. My room was fine after the first night. So it's possible that I was extra cold because I couldn't sleep and I was up since 2 a.m. The place was cheap. The place was very cheap. Before taxes and fees, it was like $46 a night, which in that city is really cheap. That's really expensive. Like hotels are like $400 a night. Like it's a really, really expensive city. I should mention that city I was in, there's just a lot of, everyone there is rich. Like I saw maybe 5 Porsches, and the average car value there is probably $100,000 or something. Well, okay, that's a little exaggeration, but maybe 70,000 is the average car price in that city. It's a really expensive city. So how many chess books have I read? It's hard to say. Maybe like 4 or 5. 5, say maybe 5. And then there's another question. What is your view if you saw an offer for $500 58? Oh, I see. Well, personally, no, I wouldn't do it because I'm very selective in what I read, and so I personally wouldn't do that. That's me, though. Also, that's still kind of expensive. You can really get like free chess books. I mean, even at the tournament we were at, but at the end of, I mean, they were kind of older chess books, but at the end of the tournament, like they kept reducing the price of the chess books. They just gave them away for free at the tournament at the end of it. At the beginning, it was like $5 per book, I believe. Used books. Yeah. I mean, I'm very easygoing, draconic face, so something has to be really pretty bad for me to give not a good review. She was friendly and everything, and the place was quiet and so forth. But it was basically, the communication was terrible. Yeah. It was also funny how Paul said it, and now it's free. Yeah. Okay, anyways, back to the game. Back to reality. There's go. Okay, so Queen E2, and I played... Oh, God, lots of talking here now. Well, Trevito, the other thing is, like, it depends, too, if you devour a book and you really get a lot from it. I can't really answer this for you. It really depends on the person. Personally... I'm more of an engine guy, and YouTube. So I'll watch like John Bartholomew, and I've been watching lots of Josh Waitzkin's old stuff. So, but then again, I lost my first game in this tournament to a 1244. So you might not want to listen to what I have to say. Okay, moving on. So Queen E2, I played B5, which is the best move. And then I played Bishop B7, which is a good move. Yeah, the best move again. She castled. And then I played bishop e7. So this is all really good for black. I kind of played perfectly here and castled rook fd1. And then I played queen c7, which Stockfish doesn't like this. It gives us a minus 80 center pawn evaluation. Basically, it doesn't want white to be able to play d5 here. So it wants to prevent that by playing. I mean, sorry, it doesn't want. It wants black to play d5. Yeah, because it doesn't want white to be playing d4. I don't know. Whoops! What happened here? Oh god. Zipper, what are you doing? What are you doing? Zipper man. What are you doing here? Did she kick you out? Huh? What are you doing? Okay. Okay, so back to the game. Okay, now that it has thought for a little while, it's not hitting queen c7 as much, but it still likes d5 here. Whoops, d5. I think my concern was if white played e5 here. Yeah, this was my concern, but I guess we can really put a lot of pressure on this d5 square. So if d4, but it wasn't so clear to me. My calculation is bad. The outcome was kind of unclear. So I played queen c7, connecting the rooks and putting pressure on the pawn immediately here. Actually, Stockfish is really changing its mind a lot. Now it's saying knight d7 first. Actually, I kind of like knight d7 too. Yeah, it's really liking knight d7. Whoops, sorry, I'm in a whole different line. No wonder. Okay. Yeah, it's no, okay. So here it still likes d5. Still likes d5. Yeah, it hates queen c7. Okay. I don't really care about that though. That's not a huge issue. Nitpicking there. I played rook a d8. Stockfish actually prefers it going to e8. Lining up with the queen, but I don't really like that because this rook can't move, but okay, this was an okay move. I thought queen e1 was really weird. I thought it was super weird. Oh wait, never mind. Yeah, at first I thought it was weird, and then I saw clearly that white wanted to move the knight here, which I actually thought was pretty good, to be able to support the d pawn push, d5. Oh, you can hear Zipper? Okay. Okay. So I played rook after e8, which Stockfish it's the best move here. Just centralizing my rooks for Mr. Sabon, putting the rook against the queen. Yeah, so white continued with her plan, and then I played d5, best move. So I played pretty well here. E takes, and I made a mistake here. I guess there's a mistake. I took back e takes, but I guess it's far, far better, like 90 center pawns better to take with the knight. I wonder why, because I thought, you know, I can just go back. So if I just go here, but it says this is better for black for some reason. I'm surprised there's such a shift in an increase in evaluation for that. Okay, I mean, I guess the bishop is covered up a little bit. Our light squared bishop is slightly less powerful here. Maybe that's the idea. So white played c3. Then I played knight e5. I guess there was many better moves. Apparently the best move is d4. I'm really weak in this part of chess when it's like pushing, pawns when there's lots of other pieces around like this, because it's so tactical. It's tactical and positional, but it's one of my biggest weaknesses in chess. I feel these types of positions where playing like d4 would be good. I'm really bad at that, but I guess d4 is really good here. It doesn't like knight e5. So queen takes. Bishop f4. And then queen. Yeah, I thought for a really long time here. Yeah, I probably thought for like 12 minutes here, I think. And I ended up playing queen f5. So the problem is I didn't like queen h5, even though that this is supposed to be just as good. I didn't like it because of this. And then I go here, and then there was another reason. There's a follow-up here for white that I didn't like. I'm trying to remember what it was. There was something there was some type of follow-up that I was scared of. I can't remember. What was it? I was really scared of like here. I'm sure there was something else, but I can't remember what it was. Totally forget. Okay, well, never mind. Anyways, I played queen here, which was fine, and then bishop h2, which I thought was weird. I thought this was a bit weird, a bit passive, and Stockfish doesn't like that for white. I played bishop b6. I felt that just give this rook some power. But Stockfish wants to keep this bishop and put it on f8. Okay, so Draconic Fae already knows his position, but here I played, so I played rook 67. I was kind of forced to play that. And then so here I thought for a long time, I probably thought for, was it 20 minutes? I mean, I know technically you can, there's some leniency in writing the clock time on your score sheet, but I'm not 100% sure on the rules on that. So I don't do it, even though it would be kind of interesting to do so. I'm trying to remember how much time was left here, but I think I probably spent, probably close to 20 minutes on this move. So black to play and win here. So I'm going to wait for you guys to answer. But of course, it's always easier to find when you know that there's a winning move. But black to play and win. You write the times? Yeah. Yes, G5. So I thought for this was I really was close. It's probably a 20-minute think, which is a long time. 20 minutes is forever. 20 minutes is forever. That's my next chess Bond movie. So G5, because that's a bold move. So, but yeah, so So she played knight d3, which is what I figured. And then, yeah, so this is the follow-up plan. I had to calculate deeply to make sure that this works. Because it's so c4, yeah, and then, yeah, queen takes f2, and, yeah, knight e4, knight d2. So yeah, it's I mean, it was over once I played g5 pretty much, but yeah, so she's trying to find something here, and I just played random, and then she let me mate her. Yeah, so really quick turn of events that game. It's kind of amazing how quickly that turned around. So basically, once she played well, basically, once she played here, it was game over for white. That was her mistake, knight f4. Because the reason why knight f4 is bad is because she can never move. She can never escape now. Because she can't go back where she came from, which is weird, right? But that's just how it came about. I mean, I don't know. It feels weird to me. Like you can't just go back, but no, you can't, because it was already under attack there. So she can't go back, and she's attacking my rook. But then once I move the rook away, she's never. This is still a problem here. Yeah, it's just an interesting position, I think, or kind of an interesting tactical position. And then this is all forced. Yeah. So Draconic Fate, when I said she found a way out, yeah, I did mean knight e1 because I didn't really see knight e1, and it really slowed me down a lot. Because if there's no knight e1, I thought my attack is even better. But yeah, well, sorry, what I meant by she found a way out was I thought the knight was gone no matter what. I thought she loses the knight here, but she found a way to defend it. She found a way out. She found a way out for the knight. But there was nothing that she could have done here. This is just it's lost as soon as they played g5, it was over. It's -5 here in evaluation. And like every move for no, yeah, there's nothing good. What, knight c5? Oh, wait, you're talking about here? Here. Knight c5? No, it's the same. It's mate in 2 then. Yeah. Okay, so anyways, I won that game, and it was all because of g5. So it felt good. Yeah. When you think for 20 minutes and then you find a winning move, because I didn't, it took me a while to find g5 actually. I found a lot of other things, and then I finally found g5. I probably spent 10 minutes thinking about other possibilities, but then it finally clued in to play g5 because I was thinking like pushing here, and I'm like, oh, the knight doesn't have many places to go, and yeah, it took a while to find it. Okay, so should I do game 4? I guess I'll do it even though I'm tired now. And my throat is starting to go. Okay. So game number 4. So this is the game after the previous game. So this is the second game of the day, of the second day in the tournament. So far in the tournament, I am 2 out of 3. So I managed to rebound after that first loss. My opponent, surprisingly, was only 1183, even though I'm 2 out of 3 in the tournament. So this kid is even younger than the second kid I played. I think he was probably about... It's hard to tell with Asian kids because they look so young. 7? Probably like 7 years old. Yeah, so Frank Zhengyuanzhou is my opponent. So yeah, probably about 7-year-old kid. Okay, so I am white. And I played e4 as usual. And c5. Okay, great. No French. Oh boy. Okay, so the Najdorf. The English line. And then this is the Scheveningen. I hope that's how you say it. It's oh, maybe it's not quite, but it's pretty much is. It says it's still the English attack. So this is the second main line for black. I'm not as well versed with it, but I know a bit of theory behind it. So I played the main line, which is f3. I just say Scheveningen because it's any other way to say it is even harder. That's the only way I can say it. Yeah, so he played bishop e7, which is the second main line here. The main line is b5, and then either queen d2 or g4, and then it gets super deadly on both sides. But he played bishop e7, which is the second main line, and I played queen d2, which is the main line. There's also g4. It's either or. Oh wait, I'm trying to think. Is this what day was this? This is the second game, right? Yeah, and then I did that, right? And then the third day I did that one. Okay, yeah. Okay, and then sorry. Okay, so he played bishop d7, which I thought was weird, and it is weird. That totally breaks any type of book at all. That's a weird move. That was a really weird move. Yeah, that's not a good move. Whoops. So this is apparently plus 1.2 for white, but I guess the best move was g4, which I considered, but I decided to just castle queenside, you know, just get my bases covered first, but I guess g4 is better by a fair margin. Okay, now it's saying it's only better by a hair. It's only depth 21, so it's hard to say, but hello, K-Vent. Yeah, but g4 is yeah, it's better. Yeah, g4 is the best move here, I guess. But I castled queenside, and he castled, and then I played g4. So remember, my opponent is only 1183, but he's still pretty much within theory here. So he played knight c6. And I continued my attack with g5. And then I think I thought for a pretty long time here, maybe 8 minutes. And I guess I played the best move, which is h4. Yeah, so that is the best move. That's good to know. I really wasn't sure. I mean, because, I mean, h4, I mean, it seems obvious, but when you're in a tournament, it's... you second guess yourself on everything a million times over. I was really not sure if like f4 or I don't know. There's a lot of ways to go about this. Although now Stockfish is saying knight takes c6 is a hair better. It's only depth 23, but it says 10 center pawn better if knight takes c6 and then h4. So that's kind of what... Because the reason, like, I was, you know, if you play h4, then black could take here. Do we want to split up do we want to split up our battery on this dark, you know, or do we want to take first and then keep this battery? So there was a lot of things little things to consider like that. Anyway, they played h4, which was fine. And then I guess I missed a tactic here. Apparently, I played bishop d3. Connecting my rooks, getting a piece on this important diagonal and so forth. But I guess the best move is takes, and then, okay, I guess not a tactic, just a positional improvement. So he wants to trade off those knights and then play like h5. Okay. It might, again, be with the idea to keep this battery together instead of having to separate them if he takes here. Yeah, because that's what it's recommending for black. Knight takes d4. And then he could probably play like e5. Okay, not, yeah, e5. So, but then we can go back, right? So, it's okay that's fine. But oh, maybe there was a better move? No, yeah, that's kind of weird. Because white is still fine here. Is this better? Anyways, I played bishop d3. So he played b4. And I played knight ce2. You know, I thought just reroute it over to the queen side here. Or even just keep it on the e2 square for a while. We can use it back to defend later if we need to. You can go either way. But apparently there was a much better move, a 1.6 evaluation move of taking here first. If he takes back, then knight e2, then this is under attack at the same time. I don't know. I don't really see the difference there, because if he just goes here, then we go here. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, it really likes knight takes e6 first. Oh, right, yeah. So if knight takes e6 and then this one, it's +3 for white. Because you take with check. I did look at this. Yeah, you win a free pawn because of the Zwischenzug of the check. That's why that doesn't work. I remember looking at that. Okay, so anyways, I played knight ce2 and he played a5. And then I played f4, which is the best move. And he took and I took, and then f6. And then I played knight g3. Yeah, knight g3 is a weird move. I thought for a long time on this move, probably 8 minutes or so. I was having trouble finding a good way forward here. But it's actually suggesting g6, which I had briefly considered. But let's see what its idea is if it takes. The follow-up is not simple. But the idea is, if he takes again, now suddenly black is pretty weak here, even though we gave up 2 pawns. But we don't need those pawns at all, because we're going to be throwing pieces his way. It's just that our queen can't easily go to the h-file immediately. But I guess there's some type of way to pry this open. Probably go like this, something like that. Something like that. But that's a hard move to find. Like giving up 2 pawns immediately. That's not so simple. And he could have even just pushed like this. So that's not an easy move to find. Oh yeah, my throat. I'm not used to streaming. My throat is dry. Okay. So I played knight g3. I can't remember my rationale or thinking of it right now, but I think I just wanted my my rooks connected, and I was probably planning something, but I can't remember what it was. So he played e5, which is the best move, or one of the best moves. And then I played the best move, which is bishop e3. I actually thought a long time on this move, though, because I think I did. Yeah, because I was really considering possibilities of taking and so forth. Oh, yeah. So here I thought I was really smart and not immediately recapturing. I thought, so kind of a Zwischenzug here of bishop c4 check. Because I felt that I basically get my bishop in a good, like we're controlling this diagonal for free, and then I take. This is what I did in the game. But Stockfish actually doesn't like it. It says that's a bad move. It actually just wants to take first. It actually prefers the bishop on this diagonal. I think the other thing that I didn't fully consider is that the bishop is actually not good here because of simply the threat of rook c8. we can't move back because he can just trap our bishop. So I got a little bit too smart for my own good there. I should have just taken the pawn. So that was an oversight on my part. So I made another mistake here. I played queen e2. This is actually a massive mistake. This was the biggest mistake I made in the game, I believe. No. Yeah. This is just a massive mistake. And I missed it again. So I just totally didn't see it. And part of the problem why I didn't see this is because it was kind of a last second move. Like I had an idea, and then as soon as I saw that idea, I kind of moved fairly quickly instead of really absorbing the position. And I'll let you tell me why this is a bad move. Yeah, simply bishop g4. I didn't see it. I got skewered like against an 1100. No excuse for that. No excuse. I mean, white is completely winning here. And oh man, was my opponent happy? Like again, he's like 7 years old. Was he happy to play this? Yeah, I don't know. It's probably like the first time I don't think I've ever like dropped a piece or something like this in a tournament. It's hard to do. I mean, I didn't play like I just didn't see it. I just straight up didn't see it. Totally just didn't see it. But something very interesting happened, so watch closely. It's the first time that I've like dropped, like that I've been skewered in a tournament, I believe. Okay, something very interesting happens. Very interesting. Really good story on this game. So stay tuned here. No, something very interesting. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So queen g4 check. I was kind of happy when black played this. This is not I felt this was not good for black, really. It slows down my attack, but I mean his queen is pretty terrible here, I feel. Pretty passive. So I played king d2, which is another massive mistake. It actually likes queen g2 for some reason that I'm too lazy to look into. Oh, let me turn off this record mode. And then he played knight. Oh, he took. Okay. So Stockfish is currently giving the position minus 3.4. I made yet another mistake because that's my specialty. Bishop b3. Whoops, apparently the best move was king d3. But, okay. He played rook b5. And then I played g6, which is the best move. And he played the best move, which is h6. And there's a lot of interesting things that happened here. Okay, so at this point in the game, I mean, I got skewered, and so I'm down the exchange, and that's it. So I'm just down the exchange. I have like a bit of an attack going. Well, pretty good attack. My pieces are really pretty good, actually, but I am down a full exchange. And then out of nowhere, my 7-year-old opponent offered me a draw. And I was completely shocked. Like, I had... you have to consider the fact that I was like every move I was on the edge of resigning, just out of disgust. I got skewered. My opponent is 1183. I've already lost to a 1244 in this tournament, and then I'm losing to an 1183 as white. And then he offers me a draw, and I was just so shocked. I was just completely shocked. I'm like, what the hell? Like, why? Like, you want a draw? What? I think he was a bit scared because I'm 1572. I'm 400 points higher than him. And so he was happy to get a draw. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, and of course, the position is scary. It is scary, and it looks like maybe I can get a mate or something, right? It does look scary. There's like options here, right? But that was the only reason I kept playing, because I just throw everything at him, So anyways, when he offered me a draw, I said, like, I wanted to take it immediately, right? I wanted to take the draw immediately because because I'm losing. So I almost took it, but if he offered me a draw, so I'm like, oh, like, wow, did I miss something? Is there a mate here? So I said, just wait, just wait. And then I thought about it for about 30 seconds, or maybe like 30 or 45 seconds, something like that. And then I'm like, nope, I don't see a way that I can win here. And then I said, okay, draw, And then he immediately said no. Like, and I was shocked, and I was pissed. Like you offered me a draw, and then I think about it for 30 seconds, and then I take the draw, and then he says no. I was pissed for many reasons. For one, spent pretty much, it's kind of a non-factor, but I spent a little bit of time looking at it, like wasting my time looking at it a way I could win. But more importantly, he gained incredible amount of information. Like, he knows that I am not confident that I can win, so I would take a draw. That's an incredible, useful amount of information. And I was really pissed. And I think he realized during that little think that he shouldn't have offered me a draw. I think he realized that. And then, anyways, I was really pissed because, anyway, so I was just really angry. And then I was wanting to go get the tournament director. I was wanting to complain about that because, like, and then I was on the fence. I was thinking, should I get the tournament director? Or my opponent's only 7 years old, and I deserve to lose because I let myself get skewered and blah blah blah. And I was so close to playing on. I was so close to playing on and just letting him get away with it. But I decided, because I felt bad. I didn't want to get a kid in trouble, but I was desperate. I had already lost a game against a 1200. I didn't want to lose to an 1100. So I went up and I got the tournament director. First time in my life that I had to do that. And I told him the situation, and he very clearly and instantly said, no, you can't do that. You cannot retract a draw offer. Once you make the draw offer, you cannot retract it. So at that point, the kid just appeared out of nowhere. I guess he was scared or something. I guess he saw me go to the tournament director, and he looked a little bit scared. And then I told him, and then he said he was good about it. He said like okay, and then I shook his hand, but he wasn't too happy about it. But so I felt really bad about doing that, but at the same time I don't regret it, because you can't offer a draw. I looked in the rule book after, and I didn't look in the CFC rule book, but I looked in the FIDE rule book. Yeah, you can't do that. So once you offer a draw, it remains on the table until the opponent makes a move or accepts a draw offer. Yeah, so I felt really bad about that. I even apologized to him after the game. I'm like, I'm sorry, I had to do that though, because But at the same time, he shouldn't have done that. Now he knows for the future. But like, you can't offer a draw and then wait for your opponent to accept and then say no. That's so much information. So much information. So anyways, I drew him. So it's still not a good performance for me. So I lost to a 1200 and then I drew an 1100. So that was that game. It was drama and filled game. Okay, now there's more to this story. When I came home, or when I went back to my Airbnb and I entered in this position, it's actually a draw. This is actually a draw here. So it's funny. Maybe the kid just really knows his shit and knows it's actually a draw. So I feel less bad now. However, it's only a draw if white plays perfectly. So it's not very clear. So I'm happy to take the draw. But apparently this is a draw. So bishop takes. And this is where it gets confusing. So check and then check. And so I thought he could go here, right? I thought so. If he goes here, you can take the bishop, and then this is like we have two minor pieces and a pawn. So this is like looks decent, but the problem that I looked at is king here. So I didn't know how to continue after this, but apparently after king f6, g7 is actually winning for white, but it's kind of confusing. It doesn't really look like you could convert this, but apparently this is winning for white. Yeah. I mean, my calculation is so terrible. I can't really look that far ahead. Yeah, I didn't really look at g7 there. It's my calculation is really bad. I can't really. I didn't look at g7. Yeah. My calculation is really bad. So if I could only look one or two moves further, I would have seen that. But even this is not so clear. I mean, again, we have a pawn and two minor pieces for a rook, which is actually pretty favorable, I would think. But Stockfish says this is a draw here. But not clear, and you're assuming this assumes that you calculate everything correctly in your mind, right? If you make one slip, you could lose the game. So anyways, that was the game. Very interesting, hey? Okay, next day. So this is day 3 now, game number 5. I'm currently 2.5 out of 4, so feeling pretty bad. But I figured if I won my next 2 games, I would finish 4.5 out of 6, which is not terrible. I would finish pretty average, wouldn't lose too much rating and so forth. So I thought, okay, maybe I can win my next 2 games and make up for the poor performance so far. Okay, so my opponent is another 1100, even lower rated now. So he's 1129. 1129. Okay, and this was a guy. I don't know. He's probably like 26 or something. He looked like 26ish. I got a lot to talk about this game too, but. Oh, I don't have this game recorded. Oh, I don't have games 5 and 6 recorded. I got to enter it in. Okay. Here we go. Got my score sheets here. Okay, so He was white. He played knight f3. So after the game, I spent a fair bit talking with him and going over the game. So yeah, I'll talk about that after too. But he said that he purposely plays knight f3 because he notices that a lot of the kids know openings very well, so he tries to get out of theory. So knight f3, I've seen it a little bit, the Rady, so I know a few moves into it. So I played c5, which gives the option of transposing into a Najdorf. And he played g3. And I played knight f6. So I didn't analyze this game yet. I analyzed it with him after the game, but I didn't analyze it. I haven't entered this into Stockfish yet. So this is my first time looking at it after the game. So yeah, I played knight f6. Oh wait, this is not recording the moves. God damn it, I gotta do this again. Okay, good thing I'm not too deep. And how come sync is off? Oh shit. Okay, where was I? Okay, yeah, so main line here is knight c6. But pretty much anything is fine. So it goes knight c6. These are the orders of popularity. g6, b6, d5, then knight f6. Yeah, knight f6 does not have a great win rate for black. So knight c6. Knight c6 or g6 have performed the best. Knight c6 or g6. Yeah, and Stockfish agrees, so okay. But it's not like knight f6 is a bad move. And then he played bishop g2, and then I played g6. Whoops. And he castled, and I played bishop g7. So this is 200 games in the database here. Zucker-Tort Sicilian Invitation is the opening. Move 5, he played at c4, which is the main line. So kind of scary. I mean, my opponent is only 1100. So I castled, and knight c3, main line still, 672 games in the database. And then I played knight c6. I thought for a really long time here. Well, no, okay, I always say that. I say that too often. Okay, but I thought for, I don't know, fairly long. 6 minutes. I mean, it's such a equal position. Yeah. But yeah, I played knight c6. So that is the main line. And he thought for a little while here, and then he played d3. d4 is the main line, and Stockfish prefers it as well. But he played d3. I was kind of surprised about d3. It seemed really slow, but he told me after the game he wanted d3 because he wanted to play his plan was to play e5. He really liked that idea, which I wasn't concerned about. I played a6 here, which when we looked at the game, he said he thought that was really slow. Let's see what Stockfish says. No, it's okay. It's okay. He thought it was really slow, really bad. I didn't want him playing. I mean, this knight here can get pretty annoying later. It also gives me the option of playing b5 and fianchettoing later on. But Stockfish here likes d6, and that's also the main line. That's the main line. So d6 or b6. But a6 is actually the third main line here. Actually has a really good win rate. More games have been won with a6 than any other line here. So I'm still happy with my a6, but d6 is the main line here. So if I had this position again, I would play d6. But okay, so a6, and he played e4, which is what he wanted. But yeah, that's not a good move. He was really happy about it. and he was talking to me about how much he loved e5, but sorry, e4. But yeah, this is better for black now slightly. I played d6. I spent a very long time on this move. Yeah, like 10 minutes. But d6 is the best move. He played rook b1, and he was very proud about this move too. He was telling me, he was saying, yeah. And I thought it was not really good. I mean, I know the idea behind it, but yeah, it's not that great. Yeah, it's not good. So it's not a mistake, but it's not a good move. So I played knight e8 here. Oh. Okay, so this is, I guess, not a great move here. So my idea here, and he also thought knight e8 was a bad move. He thought it was really slow and so forth. I was actually pretty happy with it. I thought, so my idea here was I thought that I beat white to the punch of playing f5. I thought f5, being able to play f5 would be really good, having this open file, maybe get a bishop out, just control this. You can do stuff like, whoops. So that was my idea, but Stockfish doesn't really like it. It's preferring b5, which makes sense. Maybe I should have continued with the idea, but then I don't really understand b5 because then I can take a pawn, right? Yeah. So yeah, maybe I should have continued with the idea. I mean, I did just play a6 a couple moves ago. Maybe I should have continued with this idea. So it likes b5. It also likes rook b8 in response to his rook b1. Or bishop e6, which I don't understand or like. I don't like those type of moves. Okay. Well, I played rook e8. So maybe b5 would be good, but that's kind of I'd have to look at that closer. Okay, but I played rook e8, sorry, knight e8, and he played h3, which I kind of understand. I was considering something as well earlier, and then moving the king. It's kind of a weird position, but I didn't really want him getting this battery and doing something, taking out my fianchettoed bishop. But yeah, he played h3. And then I played, continuing with my idea of f5. Yeah, Stockfish does not like this. It goes from minus 0.3 to plus 0.6. And he also, my opponent, he thought this was not good for black. I don't know. I was happy to play it though, but it's still liking b5 or knight c7 now. I kind of like knight c7, but I was set on playing this 5 move. Okay. He played knight d5. And then I played knight c7. I thought for a long time here, very long time. Yeah, like 8 minutes, 7 or 8 minutes. Maybe not that long, maybe 7 minutes. And I played knight c7. It says, Stockfish says pretty much like all these moves are kind of about the same evaluation. And then he played bishop e3, which it gave me a bit of fear. I was scared of queen d2 and, something like this. Kind of just a little bit scared about that. I think bishop e3 was a good move. And then I played b5, kind of late to the game. And for some reason, I kind of forgot about this. And when he took it, I was kind of surprised. I'm like, oh yeah, he can do that. But I took, and he played knight h4. Interesting move. And that, I had to think a lot about that. I thought, again, for a very long time here, probably 10 minutes or close to 10 minutes. I was really deciding, I thought for a long time. I actually made the best move according to Stockfish, which is bishop d7. So there's a lot of issues here with, this type of thing. So I really had to think long here. But I decided it was okay. And he played b4. And then I did knight takes d5, which is the best move. and bishop takes d5. I just want to give you a reminder that my opponent is 1100. So this is what 1100s play like. Good. They play good. They play well. I have an easier time playing 1900s on lead chess. Okay, so 16, bishop takes d5. Yeah, so I played e6, and he took and takes, and then b takes e5, and b takes c5, and then oh, right. Okay, so I screw up here, hey? Oh, maybe not. Okay. No, sorry. Then I played g5. So I played g5 out of nowhere, and he plays knight g2. And then d takes c5. So I wasn't feeling good here because I was down a pawn. I'm down a pawn. I'm like, oh boy, losing another game. I mean, having a terrible tournament so far, and my lowest rated opponent so far, 1100, and I'm down a pawn, and you know, he can simply just take. But he actually played queen g4, trying to get even more. You know, attacking two pieces. But this actually, like I felt bad when he played that, because I'm like, Jesus, like he's yeah, really putting it to me, like he's already up a pawn, but he's gonna even look for a better move. So I almost even resigned here. I was, you know, not feeling well about my performance and just getting crushed, because he played really strong. Anyways, I played a move here which was a really good move, and Stockfish is actually giving the move I played really high evaluation. Well, minus 1.8, even though I'm down a pawn here. And so what is the move? What's the best move for black? So if black, it's actually minus 2 now, if this move is played. No. No, that's a terrible move. No. Because he takes with check. That's plus 5 for white. We lose a bishop. Okay, so the move I played, which is the best move by far, is rook f5. If white isn't, like, white can lose his queen after bishop here. Can't save the queen. So rook f5, he was kind of really surprised, and he told me after the game he didn't see rook f5, and he also told me that I was by far his strongest opponent in the game, and he didn't see rook f5. He was really surprised by it. it's funny too because before rook f5, he was really confident about the game. He kind of got up and was, kind of strutting around, very confident. His whole body demeanor, getting some water, drinking. And then when I played rook f5, and he came back to the table and he saw rook f5, and he was pretty shocked by it, pretty scared. So yeah, so black is completely winning here. So after rook f5, he played queen e2. So there's only two moves here that I thought would two moves here that save the queen. So queen e2. So damn, because I had a chance to win there. If there's a lot of other moves that he could have played, but there's a way for me to get way ahead. So I played the best move, bishop f3, just controlling the light squares and gaining space and so on. So he plays queen d2, the best move. And so I make a move here. So when we were discussing the game, the move I played here, we both agreed that this was not a good idea. And he told me after the game that he thought I shouldn't have done this, and I agreed immediately. By the way, I should say, so he's 1100, and he actually, when we were in the Skittles room, he replayed the whole game off the top of his head, easily and clearly, and he could move the pieces in different variations and then just put them back exactly where they were. And he made 1 or 2 mistakes. I was looking at my sheet, and he made a couple mistakes in how the game went, but he very easily and clearly remembered the game. It's weird. It's like he was a master or something, it was strange. He's 1100, and he was able to do that. It's really strange. Okay. So anyways, what were they saying? Oh yeah, so what I did was I did b takes, because so my idea here was to simplify, because I was losing, and I just wanted to simplify. But this is a bad move. And so, and what he told me was, and I agree with him, that I should just keep the tension. I shouldn't be trading down here. Because he says I've got an isolated queen pawn here, and in the end game would be better for him, which I do agree. So, although he would have one too, though. So I agree with him to an extent, but I should have considered keeping the tension here. So maybe b4. I've got a much better bishop here. His knight is not so active. I've got more active pieces, and I have the bishop pair. Oh, Draconic Fae, I know. I'm just kind of building things up for the stream. No, he ended up having a 1850 performance rating in this tournament. Okay, so anyways, I do agree with him, and that is something that I should have done. I should have kept the tension here. I shouldn't have traded down. If not b4, then something else like h6 or something. I should have. I should have. The thing is, I got excited. I got kind of excited here. Because I was losing. I almost resigned. I was very close to resigned here. I was down a pawn, and it just. So I was just happy to, even if I got a draw, I would have been happy. So yeah. Anyways, but I should have kept the tension. So emotions got a tiny bit of me there, and this was the second. No, it was the first game of the day. Okay. So anyways, what move are we on? Do you hear my dog snoring? That's him snoring. He's going to do it again. Yeah, anyways, yeah, he's dead asleep right behind me. Okay, so queen d2. Where am I here? B takes c4. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry. So I took queen takes d2. So, and then I made an even bigger mistake. Just I don't know. I just all tournament. I'm just I don't know. So, oh, it gets really bad here, but okay. Oh shit, man. Okay, so okay, so I did rook d8, attacking the bishop, and bishop a5. And then this was tough. So oh, so yeah, after the game in the Skittles room, he said I probably should have went here, and I rook d6. Because the threat is actually this rook here. How do I deal with that? That's actually the threat. But I was so tired at this point, just mentally. I was really exhausted mentally. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe rook d6 might have been a good move here. Stockfish is actually saying rook d f8. So yeah, so we're saying rook d f8. Wait, why did it say rook d? Sorry, f8. Yeah, okay, so rook d f8. Interesting. Okay, and then next best move is rook d3. I guess here, kind of interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I had a brain fart, and yeah, so I played rook d4. I don't know, but it gets worse. So I mean, it's okay. I mean, he played knight e3, and I was like, oh. Like his knight gets out, and it's going to become active now. Although Stockfish says that this is still equal. So I play rook f8. It's the, yeah, he's being attacked. And then he played rook b6. And I want you to guess my next move. Okay, I'll tell you, I made a bad move. I made a really bad move. Next move, I want you to guess my bad move. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sometimes when I'm entering in the game, I'm not really paying attention. Okay. He played rook b6. He's attacking 2 pawns. I made a really bad move here. What is the move I made? So the position is actually equal here, according to Stockfish, which I'm surprised about. It's recommending rook e4. Really? So rook e4. So we're down a pawn, then what? Then bishop d4. Okay, so we're threatening just taking. And if he goes here, then what? I guess we can do some type of annoyances like this, I guess. Interesting. Oh, because then we're threatening this mate if we take the knight. Interesting. Complex. Okay. But no, I didn't do that. No, so you know what I played? I played here. I played rook d2. Yeah, let's attack the pawn and get here. And then he actually, I didn't write that down. Rook takes it. So he took it, and I didn't see that, obviously. And then when he took it, he did it kind of slow. He kind of gave me a look like that, you know. And then oh no, sorry. Yeah, he kind of did that, and then I resigned. I'm like, oh, you know. And then he kind of whispered to me. He's like, did you just not see that? Or he thought, I think he thought I was pretending to lose or something. I don't know. So it was I just hung out a piece. Yeah, I don't know. So I missed the obvious skewer, and I dropped a piece for nothing. I don't know what to say. I've never really like done that before in a tournament. I don't think. Yeah, so I lose to an 1100. I don't know what to say. It's just I know you can't always have good tournaments, but it's kind of ridiculous. I lose to a 1200 and 1100, and I was losing to another 1100, but I managed to get a draw. Tough. Let me run the computer analysis on it. Yeah, but I mean, wow. That was game 5. Lose to an 1129 opponent. So that opponent, he ended up getting second place in my section. With I think he had about an 1850 performance rating. I don't know what you mean by that, Draconic Fae. That doesn't make me feel better. Yeah, so I guess the game was fairly even until I just dropped the rook there. But look at this. My opponent only made one mistake in the game. He's 1100. He only made one mistake. Wow. And that was this queen move. Yeah, because of the rook move. Otherwise, he would have played a perfect game. Well, fairly perfect. Okay. So game 6. Game 6. So I'm feeling like shit at this point. And I was wrong. I thought I had played this girl before, but I didn't. Oh wait, I didn't want to do this one. This is done. There we go. Oh, why is it doing that? Oh, because of sync. I see. Okay, yeah. So I thought I had played this girl before, but I was wrong. I didn't. I hadn't. Okay, so playing a 13-18 opponent now. I'm white. My thinking into the game was, well, I mean, even if I won the game, I would finish 3.5 out of 6, which is still terrible. But I figured, you know, she's slightly higher than the other player, most of the other players I played. So if I won, then my rating won't suffer as much. I can, you know, minimize my losses, literally. Okay, so I played e4, e5. Okay, I think that's the first I had in this tournament. I think it's the first e4, e5 I had. I could be wrong. Am I wrong? Let me see. Yeah. Wait, what was this? This was d4. This was French. Yeah, this was Sicilian. Sicilian. Yeah, it was the first e4, e5 game I had. Okay, yeah, so kind of crazy. So my specialty. So, okay, so knight f3. Knight c6. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good. You know, this is kind of my bread and butter. a6. Thought for a while here. I mean, I've been into these positions a million times. I ended up going with the main line with the bishop a4. I know you can, See, I was considering taking, but then I thought like this is just no good after queen d4. Yeah, but you can take and then not take the pawn. So I was considering taking. Whoops, let me delete all this. By the way, this. Okay, well, no, I won't give any hints. Okay, so yeah, I played main line, bishop a4, and she played knight f6. So this is, it says it's a Columbus variation of the Roy Lopez. I castled, bishop e7. This is all main line, all main line. I played rook e1. This is still all super main line. b5, all main line, bishop b3. And then she played d6. Still main line. The closed Roy Lopez. And I played h3 here. There's a bunch of moves there's a bunch of moves you could play. Oh, I hate it when I hit the wrong button. A bunch of moves you could play. You could play c3. I didn't want to play d4 because there's a trap with d4. There's a trap here. So if takes, this is better for black. And if you take here, you lose. There's a trap here that I've fallen into many times. Something like this, and you lose the bishop. So I wanted to avoid that, so I didn't play d4. And I considered c3, very close to playing c3, also because I was there's this knight a5 move. So super close to playing c3. Does it have a name? Noah's Ark trap? I wonder why it's called that. I want to know the story behind that name. But I played h3 just thinking long term. I didn't really, the pin is always a bit annoying to deal with. So h3 is the third main move here, but main line is just c3. c3 to prepare d4 and don't worry about that trap. Also takes care of this. So I should have played c3. But I played h3. And she played knight a5. Main line here is actually castling. But Stockfish likes knight a5. Nothing wrong with knight a5. So that thing I told you about before. Well, I'm playing Badger's tournament, so... Well, it's still okay, but it's okay. So I played d4, but Stockfish likes this for black. Here already though, white has lost its edge. It says it's equal. It says it's c3. It likes c3 slightly more than anything else. But basically, once I played, this h3 move is really not so good. I should have played c3 here. So, anyways, I played d4. And then e takes d4. And then once this happened, I realized my mistake. I realized, oh shit, I lost another game. Because there was that same thing I already told you about. Knight takes, and then the same problem. c5, c4. The thing, you know how many times I've fallen for this trap? I've fallen for this trap more than any other trap ever. I always fall to it every time, even though I was looking for it. I've fallen into this trap so many times. I see it now, because obviously I should, but I should have seen it here. I mean, I already looked at this, and then it happened again. I mean, I guess I could blame part of it on, having a terrible tournament already. I might have had kind of a defeatist attitude in this game, but so okay. Anyways, I thought for a long time here. I mean, I know that I can't take. I know that I can't take with the pawn. I can't take the pawn. Yeah, well, I know that I can't take the pawn, so I was just trying to go batshit crazy here and do something crazy. And then I looked at it, and e5 actually didn't look so bad. You know, it didn't look so bad. And then I played it, and she seemed a little unhappy about it. By the way, I should mention e5 is the best move here according to the computer. e5. And she was not so happy about this. She seemed a bit annoyed about e5. Now, it's saying that black is still better here, but yeah, so I had something to play with anyways. So she played the only move, d takes. And I made the best move, knight takes. And then she castled, which was the best move. And I thought for a very long time here. And apparently this move isn't even in the top 5. So it's probably a terrible move. There's only one move here that is decent. And it's not so easy to find. So apparently bishop d2 is the only decent move. Every other move is completely losing. So it's not easy to play. I played knight d2 after thinking for a very long time. I needed some development. If I didn't move this knight out now, it's not going to move out for a while. And I thought if I could get it to f3, I know that this knight would have troubles, like maybe, but he could always go back to d3. So I wanted to get this to f3. So yeah, let's see what Stockfish gives it. Ooh, it hates it. Yeah, it hates it. Yeah, so she played c5. I play c3. She thought for quite a while here, and then she played d3, which yeah is not the best move. I played queen f3. I'm already down a pawn, but so queen f3. So I looked at this. At first, I didn't play queen f3 because of bishop here, but I think, and yeah. So first, I was looking at this for a long time. I thought, okay, we're attacking here, and then I finally played because if he does go here, I can take the pawn. So that is what happened. So bishop b7. Where am I? What move am I on? 14. Uh-oh. Oh, sorry. She didn't play bishop b7. She played what? I missed a move here. Oh yeah, I missed one. Okay. Well, so well, yeah, I missed something. So maybe she did play that. She probably did. Okay. No, something's wrong here. I totally messed up this. I don't know if I can recover this. I have queen f3 written down, and then I have queen takes d3. So, I mean, there was a capture here, but... So if bishop e7... I made a lot of mistakes here. I clearly wasn't thinking properly. Oh, no. Okay, no, this is... Okay, yeah. So I just missed the one move. So I missed bishop b7. So queen takes d3, and then she played bishop d6. I think. Then I have bishop a2, which doesn't make any sense. I can't even do bishop a2. Why would I have bishop a2 written down? This makes no sense. I missed a million moves here. Oh, that is a C. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Bishop c2. Thank you. So, yeah, bishop c2. So it's weird here because Yeah, so I actually got my pawn back. So yeah, her d3 move was not so great. I somehow managed to get my pawn. Whoops, this isn't what happened. Get out of that. Get out of that line. No, this is the main line. There we go. Yeah, I actually managed to get my pawn back somehow. But at the same time, I was feeling terrible. I was still feeling this was really bad for white, and I was just not feeling good. I mean, I had a terrible tournament so far, so I was. If I'm not in a winning position, I would have been feeling bad no matter what. Okay, so where am I here? Bishop c2. Okay, so c4. She plays c4, and then I played queen f1. Stockfish says queen d4 is better. Oh, that's a hard move to play, though. That's a hard move to play. So I'm okay with my queen f1, even though it's not a great move. I think the other moves are hard to find. Knight h5, that was kind of a weird move. I thought a long time here. I thought a long time, and then I saw that b4 seemed decent. So I played b4. Stockfish actually prefers knight ef3, which I considered, but I didn't play. I was trying to get something going. So b4, and then she played knight f4, which was weird. Oh God! This is bringing back bad memories here. Oh shit! Oh man, I just realized. Yeah, this was terrible. So this was a mistake on her part. You know, because I had just attacked her knight, so she must have been getting tired too. Okay, so the problem is she's threatening to win my queen here, right? So that's her idea. But she does have a piece under attack, so all I have to do is... okay, hang on. So knight f4. And then I played knight df3, which is the best move. Oh, sorry. Knight df3. Yeah, this is what I played. So you got two pieces under attack, and defending the threat. That's so I was feeling good here all of a sudden, and then she played bishop takes e5. And then I managed to fuck things up terribly because I'm so bad. I don't know what happened. Like, I've never played so well. That's not true. I mean, I just can't believe how many mistakes I made this tournament. I managed to crawl back from this game. I managed to crawl back and I screw it up. Okay, this is what happened. In this position, I'm feeling really good. I'm going to win a piece. I'm going to be up a piece. And I managed to crawl back. I was feeling good. She was thinking for a very long time. I got up a lot. Walked around, stretched my legs. This is the second game of the day. So I got up, looking at the other games, wondering where Draconic Fae went because I saw him get ready to play his game. And anyways, so I was walking around and stuff, feeling really good about it. And then I screw it up. The obvious move is to take the bishop. And then I think we end up winning an exchange after. It's saying that she could take the pawn, but I thought. Okay, yeah. I guess that's the best move, right? But I thought maybe here and then I thought this. But I guess it would be this. Anyways, what were they saying? No, there's actually something better there. If that. Oh no, taking with the knight is apparently way better. Way better for some reason. Why is that? Oh, because of this and then check. Oh yeah, we lose the bishop. Yeah. So you gotta take with the knight. But you know what? Because I don't know, my brain isn't working. Sometimes, like, I'm old. I'm an old man. And I took here. I took here. And I didn't even realize the mistake until I counted up the pieces. Like, I was like, hey, wait a second. I'm equal. But I'm not even equal. I don't even know why I have that written down there. Yeah, and then I resigned here. So, you know what sucks too is at this point, I was thinking, trying to come up with some way to win, and then she got up and walked around, so I had to wait for her to come back before I could resign. I mean, I guess technically I could just knock my king over or something, but I think it's much better to wait for the opponent to come back. So that kind of sucked. I had to wait for like 5 minutes in misery before I could resign, and also people were looking at my game too, so I felt terrible. I just wanted to go, just wanted to go home. So that's my tournament. I finished 2.5 out of 6. My performance rating was 1100. My performance rating was 1100, and I dropped about like 90 points. So my new rating is 1480. So I'm 1480. Deservedly so. So I'm not angry at anyone but myself, obviously. I made a bunch of mistakes. Oh, well, I am, but I'm really angry at myself because, like, I don't know, like, I just made crazy big mistakes. It makes me rethink about if I should. I mean, I'm not trying to be dramatic, but it makes me rethink about if I should be playing chess or not, because, like, those are, I mean, I shouldn't be making mistakes like that. That's it's like my mind is going. It's not really excusable. On the other hand, I feel that my opponents have played very well too. They made a couple mistakes, but not many. So it's hard to play against that. I mean, most of my opponents were 1100 or 1200, and they were really tough. It's like playing against 1900s on Lee Chess. So it's tough. 1100 and 1200 are really tough. So it's a combination of players being underrated, myself making some mistakes, well, big mistakes, blunders. It's a combination of those two things. Well, it's not. I don't know. Uh, it was a terrible tournament for me. I just miss, when I just miss being able to have an easy tournament or have some games where you still think hard but you win. Like, I don't know. I miss winning, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. There's no easy games. Every game is super tough. There's no easy game. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Well, when I was a kid, I mean, I know it's not the same thing, but all of those scholastic tournaments were easy for me. It's a different thing, but in the scholastic tournaments, I dominated. I won every game. I always placed first. I always place first, except in the provincials. Okay, anyways, that's the tournament. So 1100 performance rating, drop about 90 points. So I'm 1480. So there's another tournament in August, which I am planning on going only if I hit 2000 on Lichess. I need to prove that I am improving in some capacity. So that's going to be my goal, to hit 2000, which is possible. I mean, I was 1940 on Rapid like a couple weeks ago. So either on Rapid or Classical if I hit 2000. Okay, well, still need to work on my openings. Well, I need to work on everything, obviously. But part of why I'm upset about the tournament is because I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm going downhill. I guess that's what I'm scared about, is that I'm actually going downhill and I'm getting worse because I made a lot of mistakes that I shouldn't have made. Very, very obvious mistakes that could have been avoided. Okay, I didn't run a computer analysis on this game. Let me do that now. No, yours was not a bad tournament. You lost 4 points. That's not a bad tournament. 4 points is nothing. Okay, so this is the evaluation. Yeah, once I played. Oh, it wasn't even so bad after d4. That's really funny that e5 is actually, it's not even that bad here, like d4. A lot of this game was psychological. Because I was having such a bad tournament. But this was just terrible. Like, bishop takes f4. My focus is so bad. My focus is really bad. Like, I often, when it's my opponent's move, I will just be looking at other games or just not focusing on the game. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I think I'm going to end the stream here. That was a 3.5 hour stream. I didn't play any games, but I did want to go over all the games. Probably going to segment this stream into 6 separate videos on YouTube. And then tomorrow, well, maybe not tomorrow because I've got chess club. So maybe Thursday and moving forward, I'm going to get back to the basics and get back to playing and grinding it out. And it sounds dirty, right? Okay, well, get back to just back to the basics and try to increase my rating online, and just go from there and try to get back to it. So thanks for stopping by, guys. Thanks for watching. Again, I probably won't be back tomorrow because I got chess club, but Thursday and so on, I'll be back. So have a good night, and I'll see you next time.